welcome to the Intuitive Messenger channel. I am Mitchell, your Intuitive Messenger, and this is your energy forecast for today, Tuesday, March the 11th, 2014. And as always, thank you for taking time to watch the video, pass it on to build a like-minded community of spiritual individuals around the world. So today is the number 11 day of the month. 11 in my tarot cards is our justice cards. It's about bringing things back into balance. It is about legal matters oftentimes, but also 11 is that master number. It's kind of like a portal, if you will, like two columns that you can walk through and move on. It's a great day to kind of turbocharge, to boost, to really tap into your intuitiveness and your knowing. And that also boils down to number 2, which is our high priestess. She is very intuitive. She is very knowledgeable. She's wise, just very, very powerful individual. And it can be a man, not always a woman, but it is pictured as a woman on the card. And it is priestess, which is woman. And the number 2 is a feminine number. But you add all these numbers up, 3/11/2014, and you get the number 12, which is the hangman. So there is a moment of kind of hanging, waiting, we'll say gestation period. It tends to have more of a stuck feeling than like the Empress, where there's more gestation, but you can turn that absolutely around, especially with this 11 and 2 number, and you add up 12 and you get the number 3. So our number 3 is the Empress, which is that gestation period. Very powerful spiritual number. We talked about this the other night. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, mind, body, soul, all of those things kind of wrapped in. But the Trinity, the triangle, that angle in geometry is one of the strongest forms, and in architecture and building, it's one of the strongest shapes, because you cannot change one angle without changing another angle, or actually all angles. If you change one angle, all angles change. So with other, geometrical pentagons, squares, whatever the other things are, you can change an angle but not affect all of them. But in a triangle, that if you change one, it affects all. So that's kind of interesting thoughts. So let me pull a Lenormand card for today. And that card is going to kind of give us kind of the noun, if you will, the where and the who and the what kind of an area of that we're looking into. Ooh, 2 cards are wanting to pop out. So this is the Coffin. Excuse me. This is the number 8 card. This is about endings. This is about death. This is about illness, depression, negativity, pessimism. In Lenormand, there are negative cards. This is one of them. This indicates not pleasant change, depression, illness. That is what's cool about this deck. And I'm honoring how it was built and designed. I literally could look at this deck and say, okay, it's an ending, and that means one door closes, another one opens. But I'm honoring how the deck was designed. When I started reading it, I purposely always wanted to honor it as a fortune-telling deck. So I'm still honoring it. It is also the 9 of diamonds. You can see that on there. And, diamonds are pinnacles or coins. So, excuse me. Yes, there's stuff in the air. And so this is 9 of coins. This is in the tarot cards, it's a beautiful, beautiful family home card. So with tarot, let's pull a card and see what's going on there. To add to this, a little more adjectives and personal pronouns to that kind of who and what. This is 5 of swords. So this card is 5, is one of the most moving, shifting, changing numbers there is for me. It's kind of the hump. You're halfway there. You're about to get the lesson. This card has never really felt like victory to me, even though a lot of people will say that, because this guy's like come back from the battle. This card has always been so much mental turmoil, anguish going on, because the sword is our element air, and it's all up in the brain, the logic, the mind, the thought, process. And again, 5 is that dynamic, shifting, changing, moving number. So putting these together, there's a lot of stress and frustration over things that have come to an end. And absolutely, this can be related back to, Evan's passing. It can be related to, and I'm actually hearing Spirit kind of say things like, now it's like all the mushy-gushy love and remembrance is gone, and now it's hitting home for a lot of people. And probably people who are not going to be watching this video. The people outside of that. Most of us watching the video have watched, Jamie set an amazing example of how to deal with someone crossing over that was very loved and very adored. And this is probably outside people on the peripheral, family, exes, things like that, that are having a hard time dealing with this death, and they're just reaching out and lashing out in unusual and odd ways. But this also can go on for things around the world. So don't keep it just localized to what's going on here. But it definitely can fit with that. And I'm responding to it because I know there are a lot of you who have been involved in Evan's passing and all that has happened. So I set that intention, and I'm going to pull a card that we can see how we can take this to a beautiful and powerful level. So I want to see how we can, I'm shuffling the cards, how we can resonate, operate, and vibrate in the high frequency of love. So, two cards flew out. One is, I love it. So the first one that I pulled up was the Seven of Swords. So this is more frustration and anger. So this is people are taking your mental energy, and more importantly, you're allowing them to do that. And then what card I feel like we can utilize as our focal point to change this is trusting our intuition and our instinct with our Moon card. Basically what that means for me is when you know it's time to just walk away from something because you're trusting, you feel like feeling your intuition to tell you that, do it. When your intuition and your gut is going to lead you better than anyone else can. And that also means closing off the ears to what's going on outside. And this is a beautiful lesson for so many of us. So all that being said, thank you for watching. Check out my website, intuitivemessenger.org. Tomorrow night, I might have a guest on my show, someone who was pretty much there from the beginning with me and my official learning and schooling and classes. But she's moved away, but a dear friend of mine, I'm not going to say her name because I want to make sure she has got to say yes before I start talking about who she is. But if not, I'll be doing a show by myself tomorrow night. Otherwise, I'll have a guest. Check out Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. I will be giving readings or videos up until, and I think I might be doing Sunday morning before I get on my cruise ship. I think I'll have time to do that if I get all packed. You'll know. I'll at least Instagram it out there. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.